3, 2, 1. Hello, one and all. Welcome back. It's Monday night here at IR Bad at Games. We're still running with the duo of me and Eric. Ari is still out for computer-related purposes, and Kyron pops up every now and then. But over the past 3 weeks now, we've been diving into this is stream number 5 of
That's not 2 weeks.
yeah, 2 weeks of Chaos Child.
Anyway, there was a week where I was streaming alone too. Though,
Yeah. We just skip a week.
Anyway, sorry.
Chaos Child, spiritual successor to Steins Gate, or at least in the same science adventure series. If you haven't been watching the streams and you're coming in on stream 5, I highly suggest you go back and watch the others before continuing with this one, because I believe we're gonna get some heavy story reveals here, or at least some stuff that has not been brought up yet. So if you come out of left field if you're joining on stream 5, but you know what? If you want to stick around and just enjoy the surprise, go right ahead.
Yeah, I mean, this game was pretty entertaining without context from my interpretation of Kyron's reactions. So he came in for like 3 or 4 different streams at like key points throughout the Steins Gate stream and just wildly lost. Oh my God.
But yeah, we're in chapter 3 now, and
That's right.
just a quick recap before we jump into it. At least of last stream, what happened last stream? We
were looking into the stickers, right?
We were looking in the stickers. We went back to
went viral.
Our video went viral. We went to the hospital to search for the origin or the originator of the stickers. Had a weird scene in the bathroom.
Was that the bathroom? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The weird scene in the bathroom. I was thinking of like the blood.
That was a weird scene too. I don't know which one was weirder.
But that's not the weird scene you were talking about. Yeah. No.
And then and then we had an extended view of Takaru's and Nono's home life through Nono's perspective, where we met the dad and the younger brother and younger sister. And I can safely say now that, as of, with the exception of, I think, one other individual, you have met all the players in this story. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. With that said, let's hop back into this.
I just end up using the worst voices, like in my repertoire first. Like, I want to keep the good ones for later. There's no characters left.
October 9th, 2015, Friday. Watabe. Who's what? Oh, yeah, this is the reporter.
Oh, I think my stream's behind or something here.
Oh, is it?
I'm not seeing it yet. Hang on. Yeah, I don't know. The Discord one seems to be
I'll relaunch it for you.
going up. But I can see it on the... Oh, there, it's back now. Now, my investigations have revealed that it is safe to assume that these cases are a recreation of the new generation madness.
That's right. The reporter wanted to talk to us and interview us.
Oh, yeah. That's what we were heading to do next.
Yeah.
Or at least that was tomorrow, because like the club's been suspended
Yes.
indefinitely.
But we still had one
But
more
we're
interview
also
to do.
supposed to go do this interview.
Yeah.
Which seems like that is a recipe for disaster. Okay, you're not allowed to be a club anymore, but here, go talk to this very high-profile reporter. After we've told you that you're not allowed to be a club anymore. Like, just let them do the interview, then tell them they can't be a club anymore. Anyway, but Did you know that there was another video that noticed the same thing as I did? At almost the exact same time. What a coincidence. That's right, the video from the newspaper club at Hekiho Academy in Shibuya. It makes me extremely happy to see that there are young people growing up who want to be journalists, like me. If you weren't already in the know, the Restoration Festival is coming up real soon. It'll be a nice way for us to celebrate our recovery from that terrible event. Yeah, that looks like that's gotta be YouTube, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know what else it could be. Anyway, as the celebration draws near, I've learned that there's going to be a school festival held tomorrow at Hekiho Academy. Yes, that's right. You, my listeners, are very clever, so I'm sure you've already guessed. I'll be going to the Culture Festival to interview the newspaper club. I want to hear what it's like to be an aspiring journalist these days. And of course, I'm very excited to learn all about how they managed to get their hands on the same information that I did, coincidentally, of course, and how they reached the same hidden secret behind the cases as me. This interview may bring us even closer to finding the person behind these deaths. The pursuit of truth is the one true duty of any journalist. That's all for today's broadcast. What will we learn during tomorrow's interview? And what is the truth behind all these cases? Don't miss it. And don't forget to buy our Alpha Brain Wonder Pills.
Good job!
The one true duty of any journalist.
Huh?
No, it's nothing.
Oh, okay. Anyway, look at this. Today's views are a new record. A lot of people are watching us.
Oh, sorry.
A lot of people are watching us, I guess.
Of course they are, because it's me.
Huh?
Nothing.
I see. Well, I'm looking forward to tomorrow's broadcast.
Leave it to me. Tomorrow's gonna get even better numbers. And I'm gonna be the one that brings them. It's gonna accuse the kids of being the murderer. It's good sensationalist YouTube journalist. The air quotes may not be clear around journalist.
I really gotta stop running all the way here. Ew.
Or run more elsewhere.
Wow, I'm tired. I put the cardboard box I was carrying down on the desk. Finally, I was able to relax. Compared to the physical therapy I'd done after my coma, this was nothing, but my arms and legs were sore. Why do I have to help the student council anyway?
Obviously, it's because we're the reason they're having trouble.
Ito was standing next to the windowsill, where the warm light was pouring in. He looked comfortable. There was no one in the room but me and him. I did say I'd help, but this is going too far. I've been running around all day carrying one thing or another. Everyone, myself most of all, knew that I wasn't cut out for physical labor. And what's more, Ito, how the hell could he be playing with his smartphone when I was working so hard? After I complained, he said,
"Hey, you're the one who said you didn't want..." I forgot he's not... You didn't want to deal with the clubs that had complaints.
With just one day left until the festival, all the clubs had complaints and demands to make of the student council. They'd asked for someone who could listen to them and relay them to the student council, and decided there was no way I could do that. And I decided there was no way I could do that, so I left it to Ito.
Yeah, give me manual labor anytime. Anyway, did you see this?
Ito showed me his phone, which he'd been playing with. Huh? What's that?
Utabe just uploaded it. He said was saying a bunch of stuff about tomorrow.
Huh? Just like Ito said, the phone was playing a video that had gone up in the last half hour.
And look at these view numbers. Lately, he's getting more and more with every broadcast. Maybe we can count on good things tomorrow.
Good things, huh?
What kind of reaction is that? You're looking forward to tomorrow, aren't you?
I won't deny that I got a little excited when I heard about tomorrow's interview. However, I just get the feeling he's using us. We were the first ones to upload their video, and he's acting like we did it all at the same time.
Yeah, we technically said almost the same time.
It was a common media trick to suggest things that weren't true without actually lying.
Right.
Oh, he's trying to make people forget that he was the second to upload?
Yeah. And I also felt like he was trying to use all the flame wars to up his view counts.
100%.
Yeah, if that's the case, what do we do about tomorrow's interview?
Nothing. We just answered the questions. That was the school's one condition. No. Honestly, I'd like to shoot him down and show him up as a liar. But the second I started to get a little excited, the mark left on my cheek after Kawahara-kun hit me started to ache. For now, I needed to focus on helping the student council, not the case. Come to think of it, where is Kawahara-kun?
Kawabunga-kun.
Oh, what was it? You know, that big wind chime decoration or whatever they're putting up in the courtyard.
Oh, the one about the wishes?
Yes, as you know.
One of the classes was doing something about the Shibuya earthquake. They said they were making an area where you would write your wish on a sheet of paper that would be tied to a wind chime. We'd been told to submit something, but I hadn't. To be honest, I didn't really like stuff like that.
He just said he was running around setting it up.
Oh. Speak of the devil. Kawahara-kun frowned a little when he saw me. He started to open his mouth, but closed it, glanced at Ito, and then sighed, something in him deciding to just give up. Are you done? Huh? Kawahara-kun was looking at the box I'd been carrying. Oh, yes. And take these pamphlets to the front desk next. Pamphlets. All right, got it.
Bye.
I glared at Ito, then picked up the box. Bye! I picked up the box with the pamphlets and went to leave the student council room. Kawahara-kun was still frowning at me. That's strange. Oh yeah, Nono got stabbed, or she got sliced.
Oh my god, right.
Yeah.
I
was sure he'd say...
Regardless, someone...
He had to get stitches, yeah.
Bad day.
I was sure he'd said something about Kurusu, or at least insult me. After I finished carrying the pamphlets, I went to buy a drink from the vending machine. If I didn't get some caffeine from a Mountain View, I wasn't going to be able to move from View much longer due to View.
To the View.
Someone was tugging at the hem of my uniform. I quickly turned around. Oh, yes? What is it? My favorite.
Oh.
Oh. Just you, Kazuki. Don't scare me like that. He's been sent to help with our class display, which was just about to finish up. Did you finish what you were doing? Then help me out with the student council. Kazuki tugged even harder at my uniform.
What's that?
No, I need you to help with...
Little Timmy's stuck in the well?
Are you telling me to follow you? She nodded.
The last one I remember is the weird positive one, so I think we're on negative, but I don't know for sure.
think we should do positive for this one.
Oh, okay.
I think you'll enjoy the
I
positive.
will
on this one.
defer to your expertise in this
Her
matter.
expression hadn't changed, but it seemed like she was having some kind of trouble. What was going on? Did she want me to help with something? I needed to get back to the student council room. But it was incredibly rare for Kazuki to actually come to me for help. It wouldn't be right to just ignore her. Positive trigger.
Dun dun dun.
Fine, I'll help you. I guess I don't have a choice. No way. Did Kazuki just grin? That was something he almost never saw. So, where are we going? I faintly hoped that something I faintly hoped that something incredible was about to happen. Kazuki grabbed my sleeve and started walking. She took me up to the roof of the school. Help me.
Oh, sorry.
I suddenly heard a girl's voice.
I checked out. I figured I was good.
I looked around, but it was only the two of us there. Huh? I guess I was just imagining it. Help me. Huh?
Oh.
No, I wasn't imagining it. I really did hear it. I looked around again, but there was nobody there except for me and Kazuki, and there was no place for anyone to hide, which meant... Was that you, Kazuki?
My God.
You can talk? No, I mean, of course you can talk, but it was really just really surprising, okay? But why now, all of a sudden? Help me, Takeru Miyashiro. You are my only hope.
Oh my God.
Huh? Why was she speaking English? Could Kazuki maybe not speak Japanese? Maybe she grew up outside of the country. Maybe that's why she never talked. But her English didn't seem to be very good.
It's just really good.
And then
at
suddenly,
reading body language this whole time.
and then suddenly, a loud fanfare played. Huh? Where was that sound coming from? As I looked around frantically, giant words appeared in the sky and started to scroll. A long time ago, in a galaxy a long ways off.
I don't know.
Episode 34, the Kazuchi Galactic Empire has endured civil war for over a century. The independent space fleet has rebelled against the oppression of the Galactic Empire Rudolph the 15th. Striking from a hidden base, they have succeeded in dealing a blow against the Empire. In the midst of battle, members of the rebellion's 351st ultra-high altitude paratrooper squad succeeded in stealing the plans for the black hole fortress the Empire was developing. This fortress was the ultimate weapon of mass destruction, a terrifying device that would destroy even the space that had passed through. Princess Kazuki Hana, the 8th daughter of the Galactic Emperor and a spy for the rebellion, has taken these plans out of the Emperor's reach and is hiding on a border planet far from the core worlds, Earth. Her goal is to take the plans and reunite with the independent space fleet. This is the key to ending the Galactic War and saving the whole universe.
Okie dokie then. Didn't see that coming.
What was that? AR? Or projection mapping? Kazuki's expression didn't change at all. My real name is Kazuki Hana. I am the 8th daughter of the Emperor Rudolph 15th of the Kazuki Galactic Empire. Huh? Help me. Also, you're my twin brother.
Just to head that off at the pass.
In the end, we got to fight your long-lost father, who was Rudolph the 15th, obviously. So yeah, help me. So yeah, it really hurts the drama you were building up there. Also, you just spoiled the whole plot. Come on, let's go. Go where?
The whole
Beyond
thing I
the
just
stars.
said. You dingus. God, the plot.
Did some part of me want to put on a Spark Wars play at the Culture Festival or something?
I mean, that's not bad.
That surprised even me. Spark Wars was too old for a high school kid to use in a play.
Is it?
I mean, I guess at the time this came out, well, no, the prequels would have come out, but not the sequels.
That was like Empire or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I consider this as I walk. But the next thing,
maybe that was a prequel because they were talking about the independent system stuff.
yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Next thing I knew, I was in the courtyard. Kazuki stopped in front of some large object with a vinyl covering on top of it. What was this thing? Kazuki stared at it for a moment and pointed at it.
Sweet.
Do you have to carry this or something? She nodded. What was this thing anyway?
Yeah.
She took a piece of paper out of her pocket. It looked like some kind of handmade flyer. In bright colors and big letters, it said, Class 1A, let's build a gun barrel project.
We're out of the delusion, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gun barrel? Like in the anime? Gun barrel was an anime that started back when I was in middle school. Like, well, most animes these days. Well, most animes these days only lasted 3 to 6 months. Gun barrel had been on forever. In fact, it just ended the other day. And some idiot had decided to cancel it just before the last episode could air. This has caused a huge uproar. All of this made Gun Barrel a truly legendary anime. Is this your class display? I see. They must have been attempting to make a model of the robot from the anime. And so they made all the parts in the courtyard, and now they had to get them to the classroom. But why do you have to carry this by yourself? Where's the rest of the class? I followed Kazuki's gaze over to the entrance and saw students in pairs happily carrying large objects covered in sheets. I see. It's hard not having any friends, huh?
Fucking rude.
Ow! Don't kick me in the shin. My solar plexus. Kick me in the shin. Don't do it so hard. I have friends. My friends just happen to be absent today.
They go to another school.
I'm sorry. My mistake. I decided to play along. So, what do you want me to do?
Help, dummy.
You want me to help you carry it?
Jesus Christ.
But isn't it really heavy?
We need 2 people, dummy.
Don't look at me with those puppy dog eyes. Fine. Normally I would have found some way to get out of it, but Caruso wanted the culture festival to succeed. I didn't have a choice. I reached down and grabbed the object under the sheet. Okay, go over to that side. Lift on 3, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hey. Do you have no sense of rhythm at all? You're completely off. You weren't in sync at all. He would lift up a moment.
Street Boys. Sorry.
She would lift up a moment or two after I did. Because of that, we almost dropped it to the ground. Don't act like it's my fault. Let's do this again. 1. That was too early. That's enough of this. I'll match you, so you just lift it. As she started to lift, I did too. We staggered, but we managed to keep it steady. Okay, let's get moving then. We slowly headed towards Kazuki's classroom, counting 1, 2, 1, 2, to keep ourselves in unison. Of course, I was the only one who actually spoke. There's a corner there, be careful. We made it to the stairs. This is where things got hard. You go up first. Yeah, like that. Slowly. Slowly. Don't trip. Make sure you don't. But making Kazuki go up first so that I could hold it from the bottom was a mistake.
Yeah.
Hey. Even after all my warnings, Kazuki slipped and...
Dead. Compression injury.
Ow. Damn it. I told you not to trip. We're just lucky we hadn't climbed up that much. You okay, Kazuki? Ow.
All right.
This situation is...
Classic anime.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're up on negative.
Yeah, we're up on negative now.
I'm not sure which is worse here.
Something you see me either. Something you see all the time in anime, isn't it? Anyway, I need to do something about this. Kazuki is so light, though. Well, she isn't very tall, but she has a pretty good body, so actually, Wait, what am I thinking? What if someone comes by and sees us? This girl's hopeless. Better do something quick. But part of me wants to enjoy this sensation a little more.
Good God in heaven.
We're being watched. Huh? Her voice was so soft I could barely hear it. If I hadn't been directly under her, I wouldn't have been able to hear it all. I'm being watched 24 hours a day. When I'm at school, when I'm walking home, when I'm at home, when I'm playing my games, I can always feel them watching me. They hide themselves very cleverly. They're not actually hiding, but they hide themselves by not hiding.
Ooh.
And sometimes they make contact with me. That's their way of warning me that they're watching, you see? And then I realized it wasn't that Kazuki wasn't talking. It was simply that no one had ever heard her. On the way to school today, I ran into a man in a suit and spilled my bag on the ground. He apologized and helped me pick everything up. He was one of the ones who were watching me. I'm sure of it. They're all over town. They're watching me, but they make it look like they aren't. I haven't looked, but there are probably more than 10 listening devices in my home. You know why I haven't checked? Because if I checked, they'll notice. If they realize that I know about the bugs, then they'll take more direct actions, you know? So all I can do is pretend I don't notice. There's always this white van in the parking lot outside my house. It's there every single day. Every single day. Once I saw someone inside it. He was sitting in the passenger seat, and the engine wasn't running, and there was no one in the driver's seat. I think he was listening to what the bugs picked up. They watch me at school, too. They've already told their superiors that I'm right on top of you now. There are spies among the students, and not one or two, but dozens. No matter where I go at school, they're always watching me. Okuchi-san, from my class, is a spy, for example. I ran into her in the bathroom 8 times in 1 week. She was following me. I told her I knew she was a spy, or actually, I yelled at her, and then she looked guilty and ran away. You're in the same club as me, so you're being watched too. Have Nono-senpai, Sarika-senpai, or Ito-senpai acted strange at all? Do you even feel anyone watching you? I do. It's usually when I'm playing my game in the club room. They'll speak in whispers, but loud enough that I can hear them.
Oh, God.
When that happens, I pretend that I don't notice, and that's why I pound the wall. That's right. I hear the voices from the other side of the wall. If I hit the wall, they'll go silent for a while, but then within the hour, they start again. It makes me really mad. They're very clever, the way they infiltrate my daily life. If I'm not very careful, I don't notice them. But now that you've talked to me, you'll notice them too. Your place is always bugged. Maybe there's hidden cameras. There are spies among the homeless in that park. There's a can of mace in my pocket that I use for self-defense. Take it, but don't let them see you. Use it only if you have to. Or are you a spy as well? Then tell me. I don't believe in anyone. I don't believe in you either. Well, are you? Kazuki? Calm down. Are you a spy?
You have to tell me if you are.
Are you a spy? You're a spy, aren't you? You're always watching me, aren't you? It makes me sick. Stop it. Someone save me. Someone. Jeez, insane.
Yeah.
You're insane. If that was why she didn't talk, that would be horrible. Oh man, all right, Scrubs.
Yep.
We wouldn't be able to be friends after that.
That's back to JD. Well, I mean,
well, that probably wasn't.
We just get our help and meds, probably. I don't know.
Anyway, I couldn't stay like this forever. I needed to stand up before someone saw me. Kazuki, are you hurt? Come on, stand up. Let's get this over with. Fortunately, the gun barrel part wasn't damaged at all. We headed to Kazuki's classroom, being careful not to trip this time. 1A, right? Is this it? A girl near the entrance saw Kazuki and ran over. She looked like a normal, average girl.
Oh, Kazuki, you brought it over. Oh, sure you'd back out. Who's this?
Oh, well...
Oh, I know you. You're with the newspaper club. You're having an interview with Watabe tomorrow.
Huh? How did she know? Who are you?
Oh, my name's Akuchi.
No, I didn't mean your name. You know about Watabi?
They're watching. Oh, come on. Everyone knows. There's all kinds of rumors going around about it.
That surprised me. I thought only a few people at school would know about a Nikanaya reporter. I had no idea a girl like this, who didn't look like she kept up with the news at all, would know about it. And there were even rumors going on around about it.
Good luck, okay? I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Thank you. Kazuki ignored the two of us and took the part inside, and silently put it on the floor. No one tried to help her. But as I went over to her...
Oh, thanks for helping. We'll do the rest ourselves, so just set it there.
That girl, Okuchi, said that to me.
Oh, whoops.
I know, that's fine.
Terribly different voice, but...
I did as I was asked and left the room, and then Kazuki followed me. Oh, what is it? He offered me a lollipop. You're giving this to me? Was it in your mouth?
Yeah, it was.
Was this her way of thanking me? But... You've already licked that one, haven't you?
You gotta be cool with that.
She sighed and put it back in her mouth and took out a small bag from her skirt pocket. It was dried
gross.
squid. Thanks.
Nice.
If you're not busy, help with the student council. You're part of the club, too. Kazuki shrugged and walked up the stairs. Maybe she was going back to the club room to play her game some more. I probably couldn't count on her to help. October 9th, 2015, Friday. Tashida Hiroko was working at her part-time job as a grocery store cashier. Her husband was always out working late, but he didn't actually make any money. His airheaded personality meant that he was perennially stuck in lower management. Her son was in college and spent all his time playing. She was spending a lot of money to send him there, but he'd grown into a selfish boy who constantly demanded cars and trips. Of course, their budget was always stretched to the limit. They hadn't built up any kind of savings. They lived in Shibuya, true, but she had to live with her in-laws, which didn't make things easy at all. The idea of going to lunch with her friends from the neighborhood seemed as remote as the fiction she saw paraded on the news every night. She wanted an easier life. Lately, she'd been all sighs. Yesterday, she actually sighed at work and gotten a warning from her boss. The store where she worked was along Major Dore, about a 5-minute walk from Shibuya. The lunchtime rush had ended and things were calming down. She wanted to take a little break. What's up?
As I would never survive a workplace where sighing gets you a warning.
Oh, yeah. She wanted to take a little break, but it wasn't break time yet.
That'll be 3,127 yen.
The woman in front of her, who was taking out her wallet, was one she'd seen several times before. She wore fancy clothes, had a slender, attractive body. Her makeup was perfect, too. Even when she was only going shopping at a supermarket. She must live in a different world. Maybe she was what they called a celebrity wife. The woman seemed very anxious as she waited for her to finish. Tashida hadn't even handed over her change yet, and she'd already lifted up her shopping basket. What was bothering her so much? Was she feeling sick? She did seem a little pale. Tashida wondered about her, but they didn't have enough of a relationship that she felt comfortable asking. She handed her the receipt and her change, and the woman quickly left. Tashida greeted the next customer, and then gasped. It was a man. And he was wearing a mask. The mask had the same design as those things they called sumo stickers. She'd heard about the stickers in the news several days ago. She'd learned about them. She'd learned that lately they were popular in Shibuya and nowhere else. She had seen them several times on her way to and from work. It was a disgusting design, and the idea that of Shibuya being overrun with them made her sick. And this man was wearing a mask with the same design. That meant She couldn't see his face. His clothes were completely normal. They weren't particularly filthy, and he didn't look like a pervert or a crazy man. But that made it even stranger that he'd be wearing a mask to hide his face, and one so poorly constructed that it was obviously handmade. Was this why the last customer had seemed so anxious? The man was standing perfectly still. He didn't say anything to Tsushita, and then she realized that she'd been staring at his face for quite a long time. I think this is her. I'm sorry. Welcome. He looked inside a shopping basket. It was filled with several bowls of instant ramen and a single 2-liter of Mountain View. That will be 4,378 yen. As she gave him the total, she happened to see the customers in the other lanes. This time, she was struck completely silent. It wasn't just her register. Every single register had a customer wearing a mask. There were so many of them, and they were all standing silently. There were already 10 people lined up at her register, and all of them were wearing sumo sticker masks. The store never got this busy, even at lunchtime on a Saturday. The only thing that the people in the mask had in common was that they were men. They all wore different clothes. A tall man in a sweatshirt, a fat middle-aged man in running clothes, a well-built man in a sweater, and so on and so on. Not all of them looked like they had steady jobs, but not all of them looked like they were unemployed. And not one of them said a word. They just stood in line, masks on their head and baskets in their hands. The noisy supermarket suddenly felt silent. All the other employees and customers stared at the man in the masks, eyes wide. Meanwhile, on my way to the student council room, I remembered that I'd been planning on getting a Mountain View and headed back to the vending machines. Only caffeine and carbonation, combined in the mightiest of drinks, could quench my thirst.
Oh, I found you.
Nope, wrong voice.
No, you're right. I found you.
Yes, as I was about to put my...
Yeah, the names. I haven't caught up on them exactly. Without faces, I'm not as good.
Just as I was about to put my coin in the slot, I heard a voice I recognized. Noi, weren't you helping one of the classes that didn't have enough people?
That's right. Yeah, please come help me.
She grabbed my hand and yanked me forward. Oh, wait, I just moved a bunch of stuff.
Too busy to listen to that right now. You're the only one I can count on.
Oh, I found you! I heard the exact same phrase that I heard a moment ago. Hey there, Senpai. Glad to see the two of you are getting along as well as ever. Huh? Arimura-san. You're going to be killed, Miyashiro Takaru-senpai. I remember the word she'd said before. It was definitely Arimura-san who was in front of me now. The one at the murder scene. And the one who'd been talking to a detective about the case. I could feel myself starting to sweat. Oh, Arimura-san. Why... Oh, I told you that you didn't need to be so self-conscious around me, right, Rika?
Huh? Rika?
Your name's Sarika, right? You don't like it? It's Sarah, your final answer then?
Huh? What?
Is it final, or is it your answer?
It's my answer.
Good. Then you can call me Hina. Let's all say it aloud. 1, 2...
Hina?
Not good enough. Too slow. One more time.
I am uncomfortable. Hina.
Still a little stiff, but it'll work. Okay, thanks, Sari.
Yeah?
What was she doing? This wasn't the same Arimura-san who told me I was going to be killed. This is how she was when she talked to her classmates. This only made me wonder. Was she planning something? What was she doing in the Love Hotel that day? Oh, what's wrong, Murashiro-senpai? There's so much passion in your gaze. Oh, no. Have you fallen in love with me? What?
What? Taku, have you?
No! No! You don't have to deny it. Just be honest, you. But just so you know, if you fall in love with me, you'll get hurt.
Like, I will stab you.
And it was no good. I couldn't keep up with her energy.
Exactly, that's exhausting. This whole thing. It's exhausting.
So anyway, Sari, I'm borrowing Miyashiro-senpai.
Wait, what?
Huh? Before I could say anything, Arimura-san wrapped her arm around mine and pulled me away.
Hey, Arimura, Hina.
Adios gracias, Sari! See you next year!
Wait, what? Is this an end of the year festival or something?
I don't know.
I don't know what sound those make. Humming, probably, I
Yeah. What is it? Can you let me go?
guess.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking. She bopped herself on the head and let go of my arm.
So extra.
And then she led me further down the hall, humming as she went. What was she doing? Felt like she was up to something. She must have noticed I wasn't moving because she suddenly turned around. Aw, come on. Don't act so scared. It makes me sad. She pretended to cry. How serious is she? I can't tell. Here, right here. Come inside. She pointed to an empty classroom. What was she planning on doing here? But... It's okay. I'm not planning on eating you or anything. No, but...
The dogs will enjoy your carcass.
Damn it. In the end, I gave in and went into the classroom. Now then. Do you know why I brought you here, Senpai?
I assumed it went down. I think we're on positive, which is definitely going to be us imagining making out, I assume.
No. Of course not. No idea at all. That was the only thing I could think of. But seeing the way she acted today, it was hard to believe that she was the same girl. Which is the real her? Maybe what I was remembering was the real her, and the reason she brought me here must be...
Trigger
on. You've got such a great voice, Miyashiro-senpai. Do I?
Pat yourself on the back there.
No one ever told me that before. I've actually got a voice fetish.
What?
What? That was really none of my business.
Oh, it is now.
Your voice's quality definitely lives up to my standards.
Is that a thing? Do people have those?
Yep. And I'm really into this stuff, so I would know. So, I want you to read something just for me.
I don't...
Read something?
We're in public.
Yes, it's part of the Literature Club's
activity.
activity.
Oh my god.
And you're the perfect guy for it. It was hard to say no after all those compliments.
No, it is not.
Well, what do you want me to read? Well, it's, Blushing, she took out a notebook. Ta-da! This! Huh?
Wild. Just a wild.
It looked like a normal student's notebook. There was nothing on the cover. I flipped it open. I was only on the first page, and I was already looking at a whole different world.
It's just her name with his last name.
Two pretty boys, drawn in the style of a girl's manga, were holding each other, mostly naked. It was drawn in pencil, and the illustration wasn't that great. And there was even a dialogue bubble. Pierce me with your Excalibur? This is...
King King Arthur Erogi.
I
Fucking
don't
her.
understand.
Or not Erogi. Doji.
I mean, it's Aruga, yeah. Did Arimura-san draw this? This is my idea book for when I write stuff in Lit Club. But having a real boy say these things out loud will make it easier for me to visualize, you know?
Oh, man.
No, I can't. Please. Please. I
would be
can't.
looking for hidden cameras.
Are you sure? There's no one else I can ask.
I don't believe that.
I have a lot of girlfriends, but I don't really do well around guys. But I can't force you, can I? Arimura-san.
I'm not sure.
If she was really relying on me, I mean, I couldn't turn her down.
False.
All right. Just a little.
Sounds-
Really? Thank you so much. He smiled happily. Now that I actually talked to her, I realized she was a strange person, but not a bad one. So, what part do I read? Start from the beginning, please. From the beginning? Do you want me to read this aloud? With as much emotion as you can muster. As dirty as you can make it.
Oh, man. Wild.
Could I do that? I took a deep breath to calm
I don't know
myself
if
down.
I could. Like, girl you're really into shows up and says, all right. So here's the thing. I'm really into this. Can you do it for me?
Arimura-san was looking at me with stars in her eyes. It was embarrassing. I couldn't tell her to look away. I guess I just have to do it.
Don't look at me.
Pierce me with your Excalibur.
Mm-hmm.
Wow! Arimura-san's face went bright red. She started to pant, snort, and then she started headbanging.
Anime.
This was tougher than I thought. Mentally, I didn't know if I could do it. I wanted to get away as soon as possible. That's enough.
Be like, kind of curtain.
That's enough, right? Oh, wait, the next page. Can you read that one too? The next page. I flipped a page. There was a similar picture in Dialogue Bubble. Come on. Melt your ice pops. Melt your ice
Wow.
Melt your ice pop inside of me.
Wow.
Yes! Yes! Yes, what?
No,
Next,
that's...
please.
I'd rather not know it.
I give up. Stop it, you big-dicked freak. Arimura-san had a look of ecstasy on her face. Her eyes looked like she was on drugs.
That's not, no.
You're wonderful. You're the sexiest. I can't. And then her whole body started to spasm. A bit of drool was dripping out of the side of her mouth, but she didn't try to wipe it up. I've never been so excited. Senpai, can you do readings for me once in a while from now on? Next time, I want to hear something even smuttier. And I'll bring some friends from the literature club who are into the same thing.
Woof.
Don't worry, they're all girls. I'm sure they'll fall in love with your voice, Senpai. It's okay, right? Right? And that was how my career as a voice actor in gay porn for girls began.
I mean, hey, look, it's a living, right? Ain't just for Flintstones appliance animals.
If that happened, I'd kill myself. But if that was her only secret, that'd be fine. Well, maybe not fine. But it felt like the real Arimura-san was hiding something more dangerous.
There are way worse things to do.
Yeah. That's probably why she brought me here. In other words, is this about what happened?
I mean, it's even voice acting still.
Yeah. Arimura-san's expression turned serious. I gulped repeatedly, feeling a little overwhelmed. I wanted to ask you, too, about that case. What are you talking about? Arimura-san suddenly smiled. She was smiling, but her voice made it clear that she was refusing to answer my question. I would have liked it a bit more if she'd been frowning. I opened my mouth as if
Right.
being pushed forward by some indescribable fear. I don't think you can talk your way out of it now. I know you were there. What were you doing there? She was looking at me, but I couldn't read any kind of emotion in her eyes. I almost stepped back, but stopped myself. You kind of sound like a detective, you know that? Now she was back to her casual tone of voice. Damn it, what is with this girl? He was an old friend, and sometimes we would meet and talk like that. That's all. That's what she said before when she was meeting with a detective named Sinjo-san at Cafe Lax. So, we didn't have the kind of relationship you're thinking about. Sorry to disappoint you, senpai. Huh? Sorry? Oh, are you playing dumb? I bet you had a lot of naughty ideas in your head because of where we were meeting. You boys are such pigs. No, I didn't. Oh, come on. You actually got your hopes up a little when I brought you in here, didn't you? No, that's not it.
I mean, that's what I assumed the delusion was going to be about.
Yeah.
At least.
I mean, it made sense now that she mentioned it, but honestly, the idea hadn't occurred to me at all. I was too busy thinking about being a gay porn actor. I just...
As one does.
Huh? Arimura-san looked at me with narrow eyes as if she was judging me. What was that about? I brought you here because I wanted to learn more about you, Miyashiro-senpai. About me? So... He started to rustle to the contents of a cardboard box that had been beneath the desk. Huh? What's she getting out? What's she gonna do to me? Come on, don't be scared. I just want your help with this.
Oh no, I knew it.
It was a huge stack of papers.
Hand-drawn eroge.
What is this? I'm going to bind these pamphlets. Help me. A friend asked me to do it. You know I'm the type of who can never turn down someone when they need help, right? No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wait, if they asked you, why do I have to help? They said they'd give me 2 weeks worth of meal tickets for the school cafeteria.
That does not answer the question.
But why do I?
Yeah.
That's a silly question, because it's faster to do it with 2 people, of course. Oh, that's not a reason. Come on, don't you worry about the details. Start by folding these pages in half. He handed me a stack of printouts without waiting for my response. Come on. If you got time to talk, you've got time to work, right? Then she ignored me and started to work. I guess that meant she didn't intend to tell me anything about the case. That detective had said that Kakita, the victim in the revolving dead case, had been murdered, and that she was cooperating and exchanging information with him. But if I asked her about that, she'd find out I'd overheard their conversation at Cafe Lax. Damn it. In the end, I was forced to help make pamphlets for one of the younger classes that I knew nothing about. It's almost time for the Restoration Festival, isn't it? Oh, yeah, it is, yes. Man, this is hard to deal with. What is? That! I told you. You don't have to be so self-conscious. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Absolutely. Oh. Well, whatever. We can worry about that later, I guess. Huh? What were we talking about again?
Nothing. We've been sitting in silence.
I remember. That's right. The Restoration Festival. Speaking of that, you know those wind chimes in the yard? What did you write in yours, senpai? Oh, I don't really like those. Huh? Oh, nothing? Oh no. I said what I was really thinking. I didn't write one. They asked me to and I forgot. What?
How come? You need to try and fit in with the group more.
False.
I couldn't argue with that, but I had a feeling that no one got along with the group as well as Arimura-san. Still, I hadn't thought of that. Maybe I should have done the same thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if she was faking or not, but at least on the surface, she seemed sincere. Arimura-san, what did yours say? Do you want to know?
I will kill
She
you.
brought her face up close to mine. Oh, no. Well, mine says it's a secret. A girl's secrets are very expensive, you know. What?
Yeah. No, you're probably right, actually, honestly. We're in the ballpark.
Yeah.
I really didn't understand. There was the Arimura-san I was talking to right now, the Arimura-san I'd seen with Shinjo-san, and the one that told me I was going to be killed. Which one was the real Arimura-san? Okay, all done. Huh? Wait, Senpai, are you not done yet? You're so slow. I'm sorry. Oh, it's fine. I'll help.
Pay for it. All
Give
right?
me half.
Fuck off.
Thanks.
Me.
No, wait. Why am I saying thanks? There's no reason for me to do any of this anyway, is there?
Get it together.
What am I doing?
Getting suckered.
Okay, all done.
You Mark Twain'd your ass.
I reached to stretch up my arms, yeah.
Hug Finn.
Huck Finn, yeah.
And every joint in my shoulders, back, and hips cracked. I'd been helping people all day, and my body felt like it was reaching its limit. Thanks, Senpai. With your help, I was able to get done faster than I expected. Grazie, grazie. So what do I do with these now?
Oh, just throw them
Oh,
out.
don't worry about that. I'll have them come pick them up. I see. I thought of asking her about the case again, but decided against it. To be honest, the look on her face I'd seen last time still scared me. All right, well, I'll be going then.
Remember,
Oh, Senpai, hold on a second. Huh?
we'll die.
You're meeting Watabi-san tomorrow, right? No, yeah, I am. Even Arimura-san knew about it. All my friends are talking about it. You're famous now, Senpai. Suzuki's classmate had been talking about it too. I guess it really is a big deal. That just shows how famous Watabi is, I guess. So, I wanted you to do me a favor. Her suddenly sweet voice made my heart skip a beat, but I tried my best to hide it. What? During the interview, can you ask him how he took that photo for his big scoop? Huh? The photo for his big scoop. The one in his article. Oh. Was that what she's talking about? Why? Come on, it doesn't really matter. Don't sweat the small stuff. Just have fun with life. But... Fine, I'll give you this. So promise your darling Hinae-chan you'll help her out, okay?
Give me what? Wait, what?
Arimura-san slid something into my chest pocket and pushed me out in the hallway. Huh? Well, wait. Anyway, thanks. Adios, gracias.
You know, he's my favorite character.
I took out the thing she put in my pocket. Cafeteria meal tickets. And only 3 days worth? The nerve. Now that I was alone, everything about Arimura-san somehow seemed off. Everything that had happened, everything she'd said, seemed like it was covered in lies. Everything, including the reward I'd been given, made it seem like I was being tricked. October 9th, 2015, Friday.
Shinjo took a picture out of the face. Took out a picture of the face of the man who'd stabbed Kurusu, then showed it to Kunosada.
Just like you guessed, the attacker was connected to that illustrator in the hospital.
Kunosada didn't really react. She'd listened to him speak as if she knew everything he was going to say already.
They were classmates in high school. At one point, they were even making manga together. With one doing the art and the other doing the story. It's
Is there any chance the two were behind the murders? Do they have an alibi?
It's King Arthur related. The two of them haven't left their rooms, and in the illustrator's case, the hospital for about a year now. We've got the hospital security camera records to back that up. As for the man who stabbed the Accio student, we have to rely on his family's testimony. I can read, I swear. But when they arrived at the station, goddamn phones.
And then the phone rang. Kunosada picked it up without saying a word to Shinjo.
It's me!
Even from here, he could tell exactly how annoyed Arimura Hine was. But Kunosada cut her off before she could say a word.
Are you calling to complain or to give me your report? That's what I...
Kunosada had no intention of listening to her complaints. Did she do as she was told? Did she get any results? That's all Kunosada wanted to hear.
Well, I told him. That's what you wanted, right? All right. You make sure that you're there in person tomorrow. Otherwise, there's no point. Can you stop this? It's really a pain in the neck, and I'm not interested in cooperating with you.
Kunosada hung up the phone before she could finish her sentence. Shinjo was glaring at her.
What's wrong? Continue.
No, it's like rude to talk to somebody while they're on the... That was Arimura-san, right? Can you stop doing things without telling me first?
Criticism that comes without an alternate plan is nothing but slander. And slander is how you prove you're incompetent and have too much free time. Continue.
It's like a very poorly constructed claim, you know?
Shinjo frowned, dissatisfied, but gave up and flipped through the papers he was holding. You could tell she's worked with Karisu.
Uh-huh. How far had we gotten?
The testimony from the family of the man who stabbed the Accio student.
Yeah, right. When they got to the station, the first thing they said wasn't, I can't believe my son stabbed someone. It was, I can't believe my son left his room. They insist he didn't leave his room on the day of the murders.
Kunosada looked upward for a second, as if lost in thought.
I think we can trust him. The crazy page he made was updated at the same time as one of the murders. It's possible that timestamp was faked somehow, but what did his psychological evaluation say?
He was still going on about being the Messiah, supposedly.
Megalomania. Huh.
Kunosada frowned as if she was annoyed.
What was the illustrator doing around 2007?
2007. It was still in Kyushu.
Is that certain?
Yeah. They moved to Tokyo in late 2008 and ended up going to high school with the attacker.
I see. So this one is a blind alley then. All we ended up catching was a pair clinging to the barrier theory delusion.
Suddenly, she leaned back in her chair, seemingly bored.
So, the two of them aren't involved in the murders, huh? It's likely they're just copycatting the sumo stickers.
Copycatting?
Since they have alibis, even if they aren't perfect, they're unlikely to be connected to the case directly. The only indirect connection would be the stickers themselves. If one did the writing and one did the art, it was probably the professional illustrator who did the art for the manga they produced. The sumo stickers first appeared in Tokyo in 2007. At that time, they were in Kyushu. Their manga didn't work out, so they started claiming to be the creators of the sumo stickers out of a desire for approval. Then the two of them went crazy. One's artistic ability caused him to let the sumo stickers take complete control, and the others used them as fuel for his delusions as he was writing the story. Of course, I have no evidence to prove this hypothesis, but we'll know soon enough. Anyway.
Is it always like this?
What was more concerning was the fact that the man hadn't left his room for years. Would he really leave it just because he learned about a bunch of stickers appearing? And
A.H. Tokyo General Hospital.
Tokyo General.
That was where the illustrator was kept.
during the New Generation Madness, there were rumors. Real monsters. There were rumors that the hospital was involved with a certain religious organization that was connected to this particular case. And it was also supposedly related to SafeWorks, the company involved in the restoration work that had resulted in security cameras all over town.
I'm not sure I honestly believe that these stupid stickers are really involved in the case.
Then don't worry, you'll be working on something else tomorrow.
Kunisada opened a file she'd saved on her PC.
What's this?
It's an article by Watabe, who's having an interview at the Hekio newspaper club tomorrow.
The net reporter you secretly made contact with to start that flame war?
Yes.
She nodded and then opened up a picture of the photo of the sumo sticker that was taken at the scene. She then lined it up against the one in the article. Shinjo stared at it for a moment, and then he realized.
The expressions are different?
Watabe's made a name for himself by sneaking into a lot of different crime scenes, not just this one, and getting pictures. There were so many of these pictures that some people started saying he was faking them. Watabe happily agreed to hand them over to a specialist, and there was no signs of the photos being altered.
Shinjo figured out what she was trying to say. No way, he whispered to himself.
I'm going to have Arimura find out tomorrow. If I'm right, that culture festival might be a lot of fun.
So you just like say stuff and then walk out of the room.
I walk out the room
Cool.
dramatically.
Cool.
Exhausted from all the work I've been doing. I
What
decided
do I
to
do now? Just stay in here, wait for you to come back. What's the
Yes.
protocol? Good 30 seconds at least, I guess. Give you time to get to the elevator.
Exhausted from all the work I've been doing, I decided to use one of the meal tickets I'd just been given. I headed to the cafeteria. But then I realized I never used a cafeteria before.
What?
I had no idea how it worked.
How?
I guess he brought his food with him.
There were a lot of
But you don't. Whatever. Okay.
There were a lot of loud groups that ate there, and I didn't like it. In the end, I gave up. Instead, I decided to go out into the courtyard to check on something I thought about. The wind chimes that had been set up for the Restoration Festival, and the wishes that were tied to them. Arimura-san had said it was a secret, but I was interested in seeing what she'd written down.
That's fucked.
Maybe I'd get a clue as to who she really was. I tried to find her name among the huge number of wind chimes. There were no clappers inside the chimes. With so many wind chimes, if there had been some there, they would have made an incredible noise. I saw several other messages as I searched. Please let everyone be happy. Please don't let anyone be sad. There were a lot of platitudes like that. And then... found it. Arimura Hinai. It was just a single line. Please let the truth be found. Huh.
Oh, I thought it said don't. I don't know. I misread.
What did that mean? The truth about the earthquake? No, there was no truth to be found. An earthquake was an earthquake.
Oh,
There was an urban legend. Yeah, I know, right? Have to play the first game to find out. There was an urban legend that the earthquake had been caused artificially, but there was no way that could be true. What had she meant about... What had she meant when she'd written this?
Sorry. Taku.
I turned around and saw a familiar face.
It's kind of an invasion of prophecy. Where have you been? I've been looking for you. You weren't picking up your phone.
I don't have my phone, Serica. My heart raced a little when I heard that.
Damn it.
I told you I dropped it. You know that, right?
What? Oh, right.
at the hospital. I dropped my phone at the AH Tokyo General Hospital.
Oh.
I still didn't have it back. No, I was probably never going to get it back. They had it now.
They.
The two of them that I'd seen in the pictures on the board in the club room. Of course, I'd filled out the paperwork to have it shut off already. The phone itself was locked. If they tried to use it anyway, it would wipe itself. So they probably wouldn't be able to see what was inside, but still, the idea of someone else, particularly someone else connected to the case, having my phone wasn't a pleasant one.
Not ideal. Shouldn't you buy a new one?
Well, yeah, but I spent the whole day reaching into my pocket and being surprised that it wasn't there. Only now that it was gone did I realize how much I depended on my phone. Probably a good idea to do what she said and go buy a new one, but that phone was...
Okay.
Nothing. Anyway, did you need something?
Oh, that's right. I need your help.
Actually, she looked like she was in a big hurry a moment ago. With what?
Well, just come with me.
Ah! I was dragged off again. I'd lost count of how many times that had happened today. Welcome back, Master Kara.
Welcome back, Master Kara.
These voices for my class's project, the Geru Faragi Cafe. After they said their lines, my classmates all started to do some kind of strange dance. They're making a video that would be displayed in the center of the cafe. Don't you guys know the original Geru Faragi doesn't talk? Normally, I would have been forced to spend a day recording them, but since I had to help the student council, I'd been temporarily released. So, what am I supposed to do with this?
The camera's broken or something.
She pointed to the camera that I'd set up.
This is why you don't let talent touch the equipment. There's no sound, and nobody knows what to do.
Sarika's tiny fingers reached out and hit the play button. She was right. There was no sound from the camera. That's strange. It worked when I checked it this morning. I decided to start by checking the camera settings. Huh? Oh, that was it. Someone fiddled with the settings, right?
I don't know.
The audio output's not set to the speaker anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say the source is wrong.
I called up the right setting and changed the output method. When I switched it over, it suddenly heard loud laughter and yells coming from the speaker.
Wow, you're right.
Sarika smiled. I felt a little relieved. If they hadn't been able to take the video, who knows what the rest of the class would have said about me.
Sorry. Distracted at the moment, dealing with something.
Are you good?
Give me half a second
Sure.
here. Oh, crud. There it is. Sorry. Okie doke. Everybody, the camera's fixed. We're going to start shooting, okay?
It was never broken, though.
Well, it wasn't working either. So.
Okay, we're getting started, camera kid. Oh, all right. Everything's ready. Go ahead. Since I was the camera expert, I was put in charge of the filming. What a pain in the ass. I don't want to have anything to do with this crap. Okay, let's go. Ready? Action.
You don't get...
The loud music started to play again, and they all began to dance. But then they weren't happy with the result.
Not, God damn it.
First, someone messed up the choreography, then they wanted to change the positions. It went on and on. I only felt like doing a good job in the first few times. They said it was a promotional video, when it was really just a rip-off of something they'd seen on Nick and Naya. No matter what I did, it wasn't going to turn out right. They were still smiling as they danced. I wonder what's so much fun about this for them.
It's called faking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I screwed it up.
Come on, it's true, you're right. You know you're right, right? The hand you hold your chopsticks in. Got it?
I really
Damn
don't
it,
care.
Thomas. Get it the fucked up. Get there.
I hope this would end soon.
Taku, no. You're letting it show.
Then do you want to do it?
I can't make it look cool like you do.
Flattery won't get you anywhere.
I'm not flattering you.
Erica gave an easygoing laugh, like she always did. Oh, fine, she seemed to say. And then...
Hey, Mishira-kun, can we see what we've got so far?
Suddenly, a girl in a costume talked to me. What was her name? Felt like I talked to her before. Yeah, you can.
High school in a nutshell. Huh? Isn't the sound on this kind of bad?
Oh,
The microphone on the camera isn't meant to record music, Tetnaka-senpai.
Naka-san. That was her name. Serica was amazing. I was in the same class and I didn't even know her name.
Thanks. Oh, right. Are you guys in the newspaper club really gonna be having an interview with, Watayan?
Watayan? Do you mean Watabi-san or Nikanaya? Yeah, that's right.
Wait, really? Hey, he says he is.
Huh? Why is she bringing everyone over here?
Dude,
Uh...
you dealt with people like
And
that?
suddenly, I was surrounded. It's true! Wow!
What are you gonna do with the interview?
I don't know, actually. Naka-san seemed surprised.
It's not about the video?
Hmm? I was surprised. Even Tanaka-san knew about it? You know, in the newspaper club doesn't really stand out, but you guys actually are something... Are you guys actually something special? That's not true. They're having an interview with Watayan, and that means... Naka-san started to say, and everyone started listening to her. What the hell's going on? I know that Kazuki's classmates and Arimura-san had talked about it, but I didn't expect my own class to get this excited. Is talking to Watabi that special?
Popularity.
Wait, so that other rumor is true? Huh? Another rumor? That you guys got into a fight with Karahara. Oh. I almost reached for my cheek, but managed to stop myself. Wait, seriously?
Come to think of it, he is a little bruised.
A chorus of wait, how and why began. Guys, calm down. What is going on here? Wow, Miyashiro, you get in fights? No, it wasn't really a fight. Wait a second, Miyashiro. Oh, go ahead, you got it, go ahead.
Wait a second, Miyashiro. If you got in a fight in Kawahara, does that mean the Empress was involved?
No. Well, I mean, yes.
Oh, is that? Wait, I don't. I was just like handing it off back and forth. If you want this one, I'll take the next one
really?
or whatever.
Really? Were you fighting over No-No?
Seriously? That's so cool. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I don't know. This isn't. Yeah, we'll just have to kind of.
I can't take this anymore.
Juggle randomly.
Yeah.
Me either, man. Huh? Taku. Need like important characters, not these NPCs.
I went out into the hallway as the girl started to talk about romance. I leaned up against the wall and sighed. I could hear people in the classroom asking where I'd gone.
Oh yes, panic attack.
My head hurts.
Taku, are you okay?
Erica poked her head out of the classroom. I waved a hand and told her I was fine. And then...
You're popular now, Taku.
Erica was smiling. I had no idea what she was so happy about. You know, they were just talking about my interview with Watabi and my argument with Karahara-kun because it was a good excuse to get excited and have fun.
Did you notice?
Notice what?
The way they said your name. You went from Camera Kid to Miyashiro.
Did I?
Miyashiro-kun?
Huh? Tanaka-san poked her head out from behind Sarika.
What's wrong? Why did you leave?
Oh, I had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry.
Tanaka-san scratched her cheek a little. She looked apologetic.
Sorry to waste your time when you got that interview coming up. We'll do the dance right next take.
Oh,
Okay. We'll make sure you look cute, so good luck.
Sarika answered for me.
Thanks.
As she turned to go back to the classroom, I found myself speaking to her. Tanaka-san.
What is it?
Oh, well, why am I saying this? Can you give me the original music you were using for the dance later?
Sure, but why?
Outside of the lines at the beginning, all you're doing is dancing, so I can overlay the music on top of it separately. That should make it sound a lot nicer.
Basic shit. Wait, you can do that? Thanks. All right, let's do it. Oh, sorry, you can go to the bathroom now.
I ran back into the classroom, excited.
Unreal. Classroom full of kids.
That made me nervous. I feel so tired.
Well, it's just recorded in the room again. Already got this fucking file of the Sorry.
You good? Sarika waved her cell phone strap at me happily. It made the same strange sound it always did. Why do you look so happy?
Because you're finally getting into it.
I'm not, really. It's just...
Just what?
Even if it was cliche, for a moment, I thought that the whole school festival thing might not be so bad after all. I opened the lid of my Mountain View and took a big gulp. My head finally felt clear. Mountain View really is the water of life.
Classic high school shit.
Yeah. By the time I'd finished helping with the setup for the cafe and the other things the student council needed me for, it was night. The air on the roof was a little cool on my skin. But still, all the preparations weren't finished. And the student council, including me and the other helpers, had been running around the whole time. I might end up having to stay the night.
Why?
Wish they'd give me a break.
Just can't even conceive of anything happening at any
I
school
don't know who
that
this is.
taking this much.
I'm going to
From
say
what?
I'm gonna say Arimura, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, you might be right.
Even if it's a culture festival, I shouldn't have to spend the night, huh? Oh.
Oh.
Your good work today.
Caruso? For a moment, I doubted what I was seeing, but it was definitely Caruso. What are you doing? What about your stomach? Is it okay for you to be up?
Come on. Don't treat me like a hospital patient.
I could see her face was twist just a little in pain. Of course, she had been stabbed only 2 days ago. Even I knew she'd be staying in bed. You are a hospital patient. You need to be lying down.
No, I had myself discharged.
Whenever me and the other kids got sick or hurt, Caruso was always the one to say, "Don't push yourself too hard. It's okay to rely on other people around you." When I told her that, she chuckled.
It looks like someone's worried about me.
She seemed a little happy.
I just came to check on how you were doing. That's all. And since it looks like you're doing your job, I feel a little better.
Don't worry, I wouldn't skip out on you.
Even though you were just asking for a break.
That's... Caruso smiled, as if she enjoyed watching me choke on my words.
Suck you. Here you go.
Caruso handed me a small bag. It was handmade from felt. Back when I still lived with her, Caruso had made one for me, Yui, Yuto, and herself, each a different color. Where'd I put mine, come to think of it?
Now, knowing you didn't eat anything, right?
What? You made this for me?
It's not much more than rice bars, though.
She didn't have time to make anything anymore, she said. Make anymore. What was she thinking? How would she do this when she was injured?
It's like, sorry, I could only make you a small meal as a result of my recent stab wound.
That you were indirectly involved in.
Yeah.
I sat down and opened the bag, and there was a little lunchbox inside. There were 2 big rice balls, a lightly pan-fried hot dog, and some tamagoyaki. She was right. None of that was particularly hard to make.
It's not exactly what I'd call healthy, though. What's wrong?
Nothing. Thanks. I suddenly felt really embarrassed. I decided to try and hide it by taking a big bite out of the rice ball. It was a taste I hadn't experienced in a while. It was one I was used to enjoy all the time.
Hey, Taco, can you tell me what happened today?
Bruce waited for me to finish, then gently asked me. I looked up and saw that at some point she started staring up at the stars. Huh?
I want you to know what happened today, starting from this morning. What were you doing?
Well, I was helping the student council. Don't you already know that?
Yes, but I want the details, and from you personally.
Turned toward me. She seemed very serious about this. I didn't really know what she was thinking, but I felt like I had to give her a real answer. Well, I helped Kazuki.
Did you know?
Yeah, she wanted me to help carry a part for her class's display.
I see. Did that make her happy?
I think so. Well, come to think of it, she gave me some dried squid.
Interesting. What else?
Arimura-san made me help her with some pamphlets. I don't know what class they were for.
You helped Arimura-san?
Her eyes narrowed just a little. Arimura-san was involved in the case, so she probably didn't want me talking to her. Don't worry, all I did was make those pamphlets.
I see. Is that all?
Well, to be honest, I tried to talk to her a little about the case, but if I told Karusu that, she'd get worried. So I didn't.
So, what else?
Huh?
What about your class project? Get all foggy cafe, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it's shaping up to be okay, I guess.
You're well in charge of the video, right?
Oh, yeah, I nodded. Oh, yeah, it's almost done. I'm doing the rest tomorrow morning. The video's done. All I have to do now is add the music.
Will it be done in time if you wait until tomorrow morning to do it?
That's plenty of time. And honestly, I hadn't expected to be working until the morning of the festival.
But you have to stay here tonight, don't you?
Bruce talked as if it was the most natural thing in the world. I almost couldn't believe it. Was the culture festival always this busy? I never participated, so I had no idea that everyone was doing all this work.
More or less. But this year is special. The Restoration Festival is close, and it's the first culture festival that includes all 3 grades here.
That's right. We third-year students have been in the first class at Hekio Academy. This would be the first year that all 3 grades had a full class at the school. I was so busy all day, I didn't even have time to think. I'd been forced to carry so much stuff that I was getting muscle cramps, and that was one problem after another. Talking to new people always made me nervous, and I had to do that a bunch of times a day. I was really tired. What? Percy saw me thinking back on the day's events and smiled.
And?
Huh?
And how did it feel to you?
How did it feel? It was hard.
Is that all?
It was like she could read my mind. Damn it. I felt just a little awkward as I spoke. Well,
Yes.
in class today, some people were kind of nice.
Will they now?
Yeah. They said they were looking forward to my interview with Watabi tomorrow.
I see.
And the guys calling me camera kid started calling me Mirashiro.
Oh. Well, Taco.
Well, what? Feel like a mother giving a present to a young child.
Don't you see? You can have fun without trying to solve the case.
That's... I tried to deny it, but I couldn't. I see. Bruce would come all this way, even though she was hurt, just to say this to me.
Taco, don't you feel like coming home by now? Dad, Yui, and Yuto, I want you back. Yui especially. All she ever talks about is how you were not there to clean the bathtub.
I could imagine it. He was like a mini Karusu. The woman definitely had the upper hand in that household.
Taco, promise me you'll leave this case behind. Come home. There are so many things I would like your help with. Taco?
Thanks for the dinner. I put the lunchbox back in the bag, stood up, and handed it to Karusu. And I headed for the door. Fine. I'll think about it.
I see. I'm glad.
I could hear Karusu's footsteps as she tried to catch up to me. But the next moment... Karusu? I heard a small moan and I turned around. Karusu had crumpled to the ground, holding her stomach. Hey, Karusu!
Stitches. I'm fine. I'm just fine.
She was trying to force herself to smile, but there was a thick drops of sweat on her forehead. You're not fine.
I'm sorry.
Just go home. I'll call you a taxi. I let her lean on my shoulder as we hurried to the front gate as quietly and as quickly as possible. Take her to a Aoba clinic, please. I got her loaded in a taxi and told the driver where to go.
Taco.
Hmm.
Think about what I said.
Fine. I get it. I moved away so I could shut the door.
Taco. Thank you.
For what?
For what, I wonder?
Door closed and the taxi disappeared down the road. Usually, everyone called her the Empress and she acted like my big sister. Now she looked weak and as if I was the big brother and she was a little sister. Oh, right, Yui. I remembered Yui when I thought of little sisters. I needed to send her a message about Karusu. Oh, I don't have my phone. I put my hand in my pocket and once again realized my phone wasn't there. Damn it. How many times has this happened today? I have to ask Serica.
Miyashiro?
Huh? Oh.
Oh.
Karahara-kun. I don't know. Did he see Karusu here? Did something happen? Oh, no, nothing? I see. From the way he was acting, he probably didn't see her, right? If he had seen her, he wouldn't be acting this way. Probably blame me for putting too much strain on Karusu and hit me again. Here. Karahara-kun tossed something at me. Ah! I almost dropped it, but managed to grab it at the last second. It was a can of coffee. Huh?
Okay.
Drink it. Thanks, but I'd rather have a Mountain View. We're going to be staying here all night, after all.
I'm sorry.
Right.
What?
Thanks, then.
Oh, like, because we're working. Got it.
He opened another can for himself and took a drink, then looked around the courtyard. There were stalls lined up, and each covered in flashy decorations. All the preparations were finished around here. I was worried when I found out Caruso couldn't be here, but it's shaping up well, isn't it? Yeah? What's going on? Karahara-kun kept glancing over at me, and as if he was waiting for the right moment to say something.
He wants to say sorry for punching you.
Eventually, he took a big sip of his coffee and said, I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
Huh? He pointed to my cheek.
For decades.
I knew he was talking about hitting me. No, that was my fault. He began to speak hesitantly. Actually, you see.
I swung my fist.
The morning after that, Caruso called me. She said she wanted me to apologize to you, if I could.
You didn't have to worry about it.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Karahara-kun sighed, stretched, and leaned up against the school gate.
Maybe it's habit. She's always been the class rep since elementary school. She's always acted like a leader.
She's been like that since elementary school?
Both Caruso and
Karahara-kun went to the same public elementary school. I'd gone to a different private one.
she was great at taking care of people. Oh, yeah, right. She was great at taking care of people. Everybody liked her. Especially me and one other girl. Her name was Minami-Sawa. She died in the earthquake, but before that, the three of us were always together.
Huh.
Did you know that she ran the relay race every year in elementary school?
Huh? I was really surprised. She didn't seem to be that bad at sports, but she certainly didn't seem to like them. She couldn't do a spin on the horizontal bar. You must have found my reaction funny, because Karahara-kun continued in a more upbeat tone.
She really got badly hurt in the earthquake. She's better now, but for a while it was hard for her to even walk.
I had no idea. When I'd woken up a year after the earthquake, I hadn't seen any sign of that. Probably gone through a lot of hard rehab when I was in a coma.
And that's why she stopped doing almost any kind of sports. They invited her to join a team once, and she refused.
I see. Moment of awkwardness. I didn't know what to do. Come to think of it, I never talked to Karahara-kun like this before.
Let's make the culture festival as much fun as we can. She left us in charge, after all.
Karahara-kun turned away from me and walked back into the school building. That's why. I realized he'd been acting weird all day because he was waiting for a chance to apologize.
These sumo sticker memes will have you dying. Don't call me a sumo sticker. Call me Mr. Sumo Sticker. Nom nom. Now I'm getting excited. I slid here. I dance with hard luck. Make peace with the sumo record, it says. Hello. The boss doesn't put these stickers up with a cannon, but okay. Cool.
Okay, I'm turning them off. Wow. It's darker than I thought. You okay? Yeah, I think. Good night, everyone. Right, good night.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't see a thing. Where's the chair? Oh, Hana-chan, I stepped on you. I'm sorry. If Hana-chan's there, I mean, this over here is.
Ow! What was that, an elbow?
Oh, I'm sorry, Shin-chan. For what?
That was me! Me!
Well, I don't know where I am. Something fell.
Enough. I'm turning the lights back on. Wait, no, open the curtain.
There you go. Okay. Yeah, my pinky toe. I stubbed my pinky toe.
A dim light poured in from outside. I could see the outlines of the room. I had no idea what the hell Sarah had done, but she was rubbing her head and her pinky toe simultaneously.
It's coordinated. Ow. Hey, can we sleep? We can sleep like this, right?
If I'd known, I would have cleaned up a little first. It was almost a new day. Since everybody had to be at the meeting early, I ended up staying at school after all. But since there were no beds, we had to sleep on our desks.
Oof. Hey, do you two have a guy you like? Huh?
Huh? Huh? What?
I'm not asking you. I'm asking the girls.
Where did this come from?
Just answer me. Do you, Onoi? Me? Like everybody. I don't mean like that. No, never mind. What about you, Kazuki?
Huh? Don't try to sleep and eat dried fish at the same time.
Then what about your first kiss? When was it? I haven't had it yet.
Huh?
What about you, Shin-chan? When was yours? Never mind. I'm a fool for expecting anything out of you two just because we were staying at school overnight. Oh, I forgot. I should set the alarm for 5 a.m., right?
She fiddled at her smartphone as she talked. Huh?
Hana-chan? What's wrong?
Huh? Was that Hana's voice? I never heard her laugh before. What was so... Wait a second. Onoe's face?
Why? Is there something wrong with my face?
The light from the phone screen lit up Serica's face in the darkness, like a horror movie. She must have been waving her hand because it would appear, then disappear, then reappear again.
What? What? How is that funny?
I couldn't help but agree with him. Did she love horror? Or did she look like an enemy character in an MMO?
Is there something wrong with my face?
Kazuki burst out laughing as Serica moved closer to her. What's so funny? What's so funny? Serica said as she moved closer. Then, for some reason, they started to tickle each other.
This is not like a positive.
This is not a delusion.
Okay.
Glad they're such friends. I wanted to. I could go back to the orphanage and live the same life as everyone else. Could I?
Negative?
I will. Neither one of these are going to be great. So whichever one you want.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's the case. It's not gonna go well. And I think we've been alternating, so
Are we on negative now?
We'll just keep up the pattern. I believe so. I think. Tickle,
All right.
tickle, tickle.
Ah.
I know running.
Ah. Hey. Stop screwing around and sleep, girls. Why do girls like to touch each other so much? It's not like you guys are lovers. Stop it. Nito and I are right next to you. Don't forget that.
All right. Have fun.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Ah.
Oh, no.
The only sound in the dark room was their panting. It was enough to drive me crazy listening to it. And
Oh,
then,
my God.
hand on my crotch.
Oh. Okay.
almost jumped up and screamed. There was a hand covering my mouth. Who was it? Was it Kazuki? Or Sarika? Sarika was the one who had been trying to touch Kazuki a moment ago. So was it Sarika? Was she touching my crotch? Was that the kind of person she was? No. No way. But I was a high school kid now. I couldn't say a child forever. But could she really be so bold? If Ito found out about this, there'd be trouble. I wanted to say something, but I couldn't. I didn't resist. I just closed my eyes and let time pass. The hands were still in my mouth and crotch. Did I accept her bold invitation? But this was... I heard panting in my ear. Must be Sarah getting excited. Sarika getting excited.
Miyashiro.
Ah! No! The nightmare was so horrible that I woke up screaming.
Huh, Taku? What's wrong?
Could have been worse.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Oh, no. I came to my senses and looked around. I realized that everyone else must have fallen asleep. They were all rubbing their eyes as if they were sleepy. But was I really the case? Was I really dreaming about someone rubbing my crotch? Was it possible that Ito was just pretending to be asleep? Imagining that made me shiver. I had to stop thinking about it. I had to pretend that it never happened.
Oh, wait, it's almost midnight, isn't it?
Huh? Ito stood up and started to fiddle with the club's PC.
Hello, it's midnight, October 10th, 2015. Welcome, everyone. I'm your host, Kei-san.
I heard a familiar voice.
It's a little cold tonight, isn't it? Seems like autumn is upon us. How are you all doing? Now then, the reason for today's broadcast is, I'm sure all of you know already, don't you? Today is October 10th. 6 years ago, the vampire incident occurred on this same day.
He's right. Completely forgot. Today's October 10th. Somewhere in Shibuya, probably in the next 24 hours, someone will... No, I was just thinking about this. I can live the same life as everyone else, so I can just forget about the case.
A phone call? Who could it be at this hour?
Ito froze as he looked at the phone.
Booty call. Clearly. Shin-chan. I'll explain what happened once more.
Her voice suddenly vanished. Ito had muted it. His hands were shaking a little. Huh?
Oh, shit. What the hell is going on?
With what?
The call? It's from you.
Huh? It took me a minute to understand what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Then he showed me the screen.
Look at this.
The screen read, Miyashiro Takaru.
It's actually pretty fucked. A little spooky. No way.
What's going on? My phone was locked. No, wait. I called the company and had them shut down the account.
What do we do about this, huh?
I don't know what to do. So that I give up the case. No, wait. Is this really the time for that? My mind raced. I couldn't come up with an answer. Ah. The next thing I knew, I grabbed the phone. I put my ear up to the phone and heard... nothing. All I could do was hear the sound of my own heartbeat. Ah. At some point, my breathing had become shallow and pained. I leaned against a nearby desk just to give myself some means of support. The person on the other end of the phone said nothing. What do I do? What do I do? Ah! Damn it, what the hell's going on? Say something. Say something, you idiot. Who are you? My voice was shaking so much it was pathetic. Everyone was perfectly still as they watched. No good. I can't hear it. Huh.
Ooh. Talku. Hey, what's wrong?
I dropped the phone and fell to my knees. Sarah had come over toward me. I grabbed her and held her tight. I was so scared. Scared. That sound. The knocking sound I heard. I was at the hotel. I frantically rubbed the ear that I'd been holding up to the phone. But it wouldn't stop. It wouldn't go away. That sound. I felt a sense of foreboding in the pit of my stomach. I snuck into that hospital and they stolen my phone. That wasn't something I could take back.
It's 9:30. Everyone, are you ready? It's time. For the third annual Hekio Academy Culture Festival to begin.
Hooray!
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 Wah!
Hooray!
All the students in the gym roared as soon as Kawahara-kun finished. Cheerful music began to fill the room, and students in costumes, who'd probably belonged to some club or another, began to dance. Half of the students watched them and laughed as they left the gym. They were probably the students in charge of the classroom displays and stalls in the courtyard. Huh? Kazuki looked over at me to see if I was okay. Yeah, well, I'm okay. Even if it was a lie, it was all I could bring myself to say. I couldn't smile. Because of her talents, Kazuki was asked to handle the audio system along with me for the student council's opening ceremony. The rest of the student council, except for Kawahara-kun, as well as Sarika and Ito, could have left during the ceremony to patrol the school. It was only going to get busier when the school opened to the public at 10 a.m., about 30 minutes from now. When that happened, people from outside the school would be allowed in, and many different events would be held. I had to do my job, too. But I couldn't bring myself to get out of the chair. Suki offered me a lollipop. Oh, no.
Firmly grasp it.
He thought for a moment and then took out a piece of dried squid from who knows where.
A pocket, most likely.
Huh? No, that's not... Fine, I'll take it. I grabbed a lollipop and stood up. Kazuki stayed to handle the audio. She might have had problems communicating, but there were other members of the student council around, so she'd probably be fine. Thanks.
We're showing a student film in the AV room on the second floor of the special use building. Tickets are 100 yen. Pamphlets are free.
Starting at 9 a.m. or 9:30 a.m., we're playing comedy tennis?
I don't understand.
I ignored the advertisements and
Tennis
headed to
court
my
on the
destination.
roof seems dangerous, too.
It does.
There's a lot of problems there.
After that call, Ito had picked up the smartphone and called the number back. No one had picked up. There was only the message that played when you shut off your service. The customer has requested that this number be temporarily disabled. We talked for a while, but none of us had any good ideas. By 3 a.m.
You go to the cops, right?
Right.
No? Of course not.
Yeah, by 3 a.m. we'd settled on participating in the culture festival like normal and then laid down on our desks to get some sleep. I couldn't sleep. I was too nervous. In the end, I didn't get a wink of sleep and was only half awake for the opening ceremony and final check of the class's video. In the morning, I passed by Arimura-san in the hallway. She had the smile on her face that she wore when she was with her friends. That only made me more nervous. I was still nervous right now. I didn't yawn even once. I could see Serica patrolling the stalls near the gate to the open doors of the school. Come to think of it, she said she hadn't slept well either. If someone with her appetite was ignoring all the tasty treats for sale at the food stalls, she must have been telling the truth. Yeah. Serica made contact with them at the hospital, too. How were they able to call when I shut off my phone? Why had they called Ito? How were they able to? Was there a reason they called right at the start of the new day of a new gen incident? Should I go to the police? Yes. Would they believe me? Probably not. And I hadn't come up with an answer to any of those questions.
You waited too long, dingus.
Huh? I could hear loud murmurs in the distance.
Hey, near the back gate. They say the Watabe's here.
Seriously? Let's go see. Huh? He's early. The meeting's supposed to be at 1 p.m. Oh, wait. He said he was going to do an article on the Culture Festival itself, right?
You're not going.
Oh. At some point, Serica had walked up behind me. Was she on patrol?
Sneaky.
I'll see him later anyways. Doesn't matter. And suddenly, she got very close to me. What?
You need to be more energetic. Are you still thinking about what happened yesterday?
Of course I am. It'd be crazy not to be thinking about it. You were looking gloomy until a moment ago, too. When I'd seen her just a second ago, she looked really glum. But for some reason, she looked better now. She looked surprised that I'd seen her, and then...
That's true. But if that's how it is, then don't we just have to solve the case before something happens?
Huh?
Finding the truth together, all 5 of us, is the newspaper club's motto, right?
I've never heard that motto before.
You can do it, Taku.
After giving me a completely baseless motivational speech, she went back to her patrol.
The best kind.
You can do it, Taku.
Taku, promise me you're done with this case. Come home. There's a lot of things I want your help with.
For now, I needed to get through this interview. First, there was the video to talk about, and then the sumo sticker was with a different face. It would be great if I could ask Watabe what that meant, too. I took a deep breath and started to go over the interview in my head.
No sign of him, huh?
Huh?
Wonder what happened to Watabe-san.
It was already 1:15 p.m. The interview was supposed to start at 1 p.m. Everyone had heard that Watabe, the famous journalist, was going to be here. The audience seats in the gym were packed. There were even more people standing. Everyone in the newspaper club except Caruso had arrived, and we were waiting behind below the stage. All the preparations were complete. There was no sign of Watabe himself.
He was in the waiting room, right?
Oh, yeah. He came to say hello about an hour ago.
What's he doing? Did he get nervous and have to go to the bathroom?
I did.
He's dead in there. Huh?
Between you and me, I've lost count on how many trips I made to the bathroom today. I don't think I can do this. I can't talk in front of all these people.
It's too late for that now, man.
Sure, but I couldn't help but be nervous. I wasn't any good at dealing with crowds for people I didn't know. But now I was going to have to deal with both. Take the hint.
Crowds and people I don't know.
Okay, Ito, you're the club president now. You do it.
Don't be stupid.
Ito laughed away an offer that I'd made in all seriousness. He stood up from his chair.
Still, he's really late. Everybody's getting really tired of waiting. Sorry. What's the school council doing?
Watabe was supposed to be getting his VIP treatment, and it was the student council's job to take care of him. With Caruso gone, they were probably having a hard time keeping up with all their work. From what I'd heard, without Caruso there to keep the peace, fights and arguments were breaking out everywhere. That only went to show how much everyone relied on her.
Oh, fine. I'll go get him.
What are you doing, Kazuki?
Yeah, there's like a weird alignment there. Oh, Shin-chan, wait. I'll go too.
Oh, hey! Don't leave me and Kazuki here alone. Neither of us are capable of talking to anyone. What if Watabi comes while they're gone? What do we do then?
The interview.
Uh,
Done.
But Sarika and Ito went off to the waiting room without us. This was a problem. Oh, it hasn't started yet, huh? Huh? Ciao, senpai! Oh,
It's like the fifth language.
it's just Arimura-san. Come to think of it, she'd asked me to ask Watabi about that picture. He's really late, huh?
You killed him.
Oh, yeah. They're going to get him now. Huh? Oh, right. Arimura-san? I wanted to ask you something. What? You wanted me to ask Watabi-san about that image, right? You mean the one of the sumo sticker at the Love Hotel, right? We're interested in that too. How much do you know about it? Arimura-san looked serious for just a moment, but then she grinned. That information's gonna cost you, mister. You're making me pay? Of course! 50 million in cash, deposited directly to my Swiss bank account. Stop acting like a little kid and tell me. I'll do my best to get something out of Watabi-san, so help us out too. Hey, senpai. Huh? I've told you, you don't need to be so self-conscious around me. I'm gonna keep saying that until you fix it. Huh? Oh, right. Change the subject, again. Arimura-san was incredibly interested in Watabi's picture of the sumo sticker. Did she think if I questioned him about it, she might gain some valuable information? I considered this as I watched her twin tails bounce in the air. And then suddenly, the curtains on the stage began to rise. I could start to see the bottom of the lectern and the chairs. Huh? Huh? Huh?
Good.
Hey, it's starting. Where are the others? There was no message from the student council. We had no idea what to do as we watched the curtains rise.
Finally.
You're late, Watabi!
Watabi-san!
As the curtains rose, the gym was filled with the cheers and boos of the students. Ito! Onoe! What are you doing? Get back here! Huh? Suddenly, Arimura-san spoke up. Huh? What's wrong? Look. Something's wrong.
Dun dun.
She pointed to the stage. I looked up toward it. Huh? Watabi had come up the stairs backstage and was walking toward the podium. But he was staggering and struggling to stay up, and he looked like he was in pain. There was thick sweat on his forehead, and something that looked like drool was dripping down from his lips. But what was even stranger was his stomach. How to describe it? The spot between his ribs and his hips, right where his stomach and intestines would be, was all swollen up. He heard the word beer belly a lot, but it was worse than that. It was as if someone had stuck a giant rubber ball under his shirt. The students saw this and started to whisper. Their voices grew louder and louder. His moans grew louder as he reached the center of the stage. Just listening to them was enough to make you go crazy. What's wrong with him? What the hell's going on? I don't know. Huh? The whole gym, including the three of us, started to get louder.
Should I be screaming in terror?
Ah!
Ah!
Yeah, screams of terror. You get it. Yeah. Everybody's screaming. The students' screams echoed in my ears. Some people were trampled in a mad dash for the exit. But as everyone else was panicking, Arimura-san and I stood there in silent shock. Are those? No way! Something was pouring out of Watabi's mouth, mixed in with his blood and stomach fluids. It had a face.
Good.
Of course, it wasn't Watabi's face.
No, indeed it was
something
not.
we'd seen many times before.
Of course it was.
What was it? I knew it well, but it took me a few seconds to understand. And then... Sumo stickers! Arimura-san began to scream, her voice joining the cacophony created by the other screaming students.
Oh my god, was he stuffed full of them?
October 10th, 2015, Saturday.
Hold on. I'm looking at the clock here.
We could do this little scene here.
I'll leave it with the next. Okay.
Yeah. This will put context in it. This was
Gotcha.
1 hour prior in an unused classroom.
Oh,
at
you're
Hekio
right.
Academy.
Yeah, it was like 1:15 or something.
Can you wait here? Sorry, it's so empty.
No, it's my fault for coming early.
Watabi bowed, and the man who had led him here from the teacher's office bowed back. Then the man left the room. He'd forgotten the man's name as soon as he heard it. All he remembered was that he was a typical high school teacher who had somewhat delicate features.
He's also a good prospect.
Yeah, that was all Watabi thought he needed to know. Still, that's you.
This place really is empty.
He'd heard that Hekio was famous, but once he got inside, he'd found that it was just a normal high school, maybe a little cleaner than most. He'd seen a TV crew from some station interviewing a student on its way here, but he couldn't imagine there was anything worth asking one.
Well, I guess there's some people here with something.
Since his ostensible reason for being here was to do an article on the Culture Festival, he had to take a few pictures. It didn't matter what the pictures he took, so he decided to just walk to the school. As he passed by a class that was doing some kind of Garo Froggy cafe, there was a bit of a fuss. Student after student had asked him for handshakes and autographs. Almost the entire class had known his name. He'd even taken a selfie with the girl who said she was a huge fan of his. When he told her to keep it a secret, she'd given him an innocent smile. That was the way it should be. That was the way normal people were supposed to act.
I'm going to get even bigger,
He said out of context, but in retrospect, knowing what we know, he does get a little bigger. It was only a short while ago that an online friend of his suggested he'd come here. When he'd been putting together...
monkey's paw
Yeah.
curls inward.
When he'd been putting together what he'd found about the sumo stickers, those fucking brats at the newspaper club here had published just before he did. He'd given up on publishing his own article. What's up?
I could understand how annoying it would be to get scooped by pros, but
Yeah.
to get scooped by amateurs as a pro?
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably very frustrating.
He'd given up on publishing his own article, but at least decided to show it to someone. When he let his friends see it, they suggested he publish it anyway. True, he was confident.
Your editor?
Right? He was confident in the article itself. He'd gotten a very good picture of the sumo sticker at the Love Hotel, which the newspaper club had only been able to get from a distance. There was a chance he'd been called out for plagiarism, but then his friend had continued. You're capable of turning that into your advantage, right? His friend knew him well.
At the end of the day, they're still just a high school club. This is like literally what I said.
Yeah. Everything would depend on how he handled the interview, but Watabi was confident he could use this to bolster his fame. The ideal result would be to show that the newspaper club were the ones who'd copied him. They'd upload their newspaper to Nikanai all the time, so they were sure to know who he was. If he offered them a chance to help with the articles, they'd jump on it no matter what demands he made. He'd started off at the very bottom, and he worked his way up this far. He was capable of getting any scoop he wanted. His power was a blessing from heaven for a man who wanted to be a first-rate journalist. In the whole history of journalism, there had never been a case where a net reporter had identified a suspect ahead of the cops, the news, or the magazines. When a writer of a weekly magazine had found the suspect before the police, all of Japan was in an uproar. Watabi wanted to surpass that. The
only other thing I need for it to be perfect is connections with the police.
His one worry was the Love Hotel incident.
When he charged into the crime scene, he'd gotten into a fight with the cops there. His camera had gone out of focus and he failed to see parts of the sumo sticker. He'd use that to get his scoop, but if someone on the police force was paying attention to those stickers, and if they were enough of a weirdo to be paying careful attention to Watabe's articles, they might find something strange.
Well, it's probably not that different.
People didn't really want to hear the truth. They wanted lies that sounded true, embellished so that they were all the more pleasing.
No wonder he's doing well on YouTube.
When he heard the sound, he quickly flipped himself back into hard-working, good-natured reporter mode.
Yes, come in. Come in.
They didn't open the door, nor did they say anything. Watabe grunted, soft enough that they couldn't hear, and then put a smile on as he went to answer the door.
Well, what's wrong with him? What the hell's going on? I don't know. Ah. Ah!
Ah! Lots of screaming. Yeah.
Mm.
The students had all started to panic at once, and the gym was filled with screams. Then Watabe's body fell to the floor, as if in slow motion. His legs were splayed. His eyes were open wide, still filled with the terror of death. He was weeping tears of blood.
Oh,
And
damn.
are those? No way. Sumo stickers? Ah! Yes, it was a huge pile of sumo stickers. Watabe was probably already dead, but they were still crumpled sumo stickers pouring out of his mouth.
Ugh.
Ah. My heart was racing. Beads of cold sweat had formed on my back. I felt a scream welling up in my throat, but something held it back. The police! My phone! Ah. Watabe's eyes were motionless, pointing towards nothing in particular. I wanted to look away from this madness, but I couldn't. What's the number for the police? That's right, 117. No, wait, the police are... Wait,
That's
what
not
was
right.
it? It's 119?
I think that's it. Hey.
Huh?
Huh?
When we heard the voice, we were finally able to tear our eyes away from Watabe's body. There was a female student making her way towards us, past the crowds fleeing towards the exit. A female student? No. She felt too grown up for that. She was wearing a white lab coat. Between that and the sharp look in her eyes, part of me thought she might be a coroner. What's
That's you,
happened
I
here?
Yeah, it is. But, want to stop it here?
Sure.
Good place, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Starting to see our disparate story threads start to, intertwine.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Kinda cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got
Any,
another victim.
Another victim, yeah. Watabe, the journalist.
Onoe, conveniently not present, and, with us at the time of the murder.
I mean,
Just saying.
that is true. That is true. She was not, neither was
He
Ito.
left very recently. Yeah. I don't think he's got the, methodical
The gumption for it.
nature required. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gumption either.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, Onoe was missing. Ito was missing. Arimura-san had just showed up. The teacher was the last one to see Watabe alive. There's a lot of
Right.
threads to pull on here.
Yeah, that teacher is another. He's come up enough as like a tangential, unrelated character
Right.
that he feels like he's a good prospect as well. Like he hasn't been directly involved very much, but he's been around and shown up a couple different times.
That's true.
So he's a good from like a mystery
writer standpoint, or we,
Yeah.
you know, viewing it as a piece of media in that way, like
Yeah.
meta-wise.
Plus, he has art, right?
Right. That's yeah. He's got art. He has a name, but he doesn't have a ton of important stuff yet. So it makes
Right.
it seem like okay, they're saving it for his big, you know, maniacal, villainous
Maniacal
soliloquy
laugh.
at the end. Or
Yeah.
whatever, yeah.
I mean,
Anyway.
it's an interesting tangent thread to go down. But you're still holding hard to Onoe, huh?
Yeah, I like that the best. That would make me very happy.
Well, we shall see.
Some
But
sort of like, you know, misdirected, confused friends to lovers storyline gone wrong. You know,
very interesting.
He wanted to make a case for him to investigate or whatever. You know.
Yeah. We shall have to find out.
Together.
But that'll have to wait till tomorrow when we come back, because we're a little early tonight, but we're done. If you've enjoyed this and want to get notified when we go live again, it's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. We have a Discord that you can join. Link for that's somewhere down below on one of these platforms that you're watching this on. Discord also, you also get notified there when we go live. We also have a Patreon if you want to support this little project that we're doing here, where we stream weekly. Just showing up and watching is enough, but if you feel generous enough, they'll buck our way, and then we do appreciate it. But this was a good, satisfying spot to end at, so we're gonna call it here, and we'll pick back up with it tomorrow. So we will see you then.
Bye.
Bye bye. Or as Arimura would said, adios gracias.